Hi, welcome to a new video. Wow, I hope you're doing so good. I'm not very good at remembering to film intros, so I just wanted to do a little voiceover intro and say, hi, thank you so much for clicking on this video and for watching. If you're new, my name is Red. I'm a painter and tattooer in upstate South Carolina, and on this channel, I typically show the painting side of my job. So enjoy. We're gonna paint this chicken for a little while, then we're gonna chat for a little bit, then we're gonna paint some more. It's been a very painting heavy month, which is awesome. So I'm enjoying some painting and I'm sharing a lot of that painting with you on this video. And then later on we'll do another voiceover with a little bit more technical types of question answering and talking about art and that kind of thing. I think this one's pretty straightforward. So enjoy this chicken. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Hi. My camera's being a little bit weird, so if the lighting changes drastically, I am sorry. So I just finished this painting, and I don't quite know how I feel about it. It's the background that's kind of throwing me off. There's this like cloud of pink, and then this outer area of like an off-white sort of color, and I want both in this painting, but I don't want there to be such a like drastic line around the chicken. I love the chicken itself and I like the background colors, but I don't like how it's not like blended perfectly, which is partially because I'm using acrylic with this painting, and there's just something about oils that really like to blend, whereas acrylic wants to just kind of be the color, and it's just a little bit more tricky to blend. Normally I'm pretty good at it. I don't know why this one's throwing me off so much, but I think I'm gonna keep working on the background. And then also I'm wondering, is this too boring? Is it too boring to just have this color as the background? Or should I add some fun elements to the background? Yeah, I can't decide if I'm gonna add some, I don't know if I should add stars or if I should add some flowers or something, like just some cute stuff to it. I don't know. Anyways, that's where we're at with that painting. And I just ordered a whole bunch of stuff, businessy stuff, mailers, backer board, things like that. I don't know why my voice is going in and out. Oh, hello. A dog with a belly and some good tall ears. Wow. Amazing. Hello, dog. Hello. Hi, welcome to another voiceover. I thought it would be nice to chat through this painting a little bit because I recently made a video all about this painting and the decisions behind it and the things that I was struggling to decide on. And as you can see, I chose the pink background. But I didn't just choose the pink background. I went with this hot pink background in acrylic in like a wash sort of application. It was very watered down. But then, you'll see later on, I added a like creamy off-white gouache on top of this. And the reason that I went with that choice is because I didn't want that bright, bold, hot pink, orangey background because it was just too much. I just felt like it was too much. But I also didn't want the off-white because I felt like it was too boring and plain. So I decided to do both, and I really like how it came out. It's very much on first viewing, you see the off-white and you're like, oh, that's nice. But then as you get closer, you see the pink coming through. And that's what I was really going for. I wanted to be able to see just a hint of that bright pink coming through the background. So it wasn't loud, it wasn't bold, too bold, I guess. There's nothing wrong with bold, but I didn't want that for this painting. So I went with both. And I'm really happy with how it came out, but I'm not sure that it was actually a total success from a technical standpoint, because gouache needs something that it can soak into, like paper. It needs something that's porous and yeah, I don't know really how else to say that, but something that it can soak into like a paper. Whereas with the acrylic, it kind of like sits on top. It creates a barrier. The acrylic paint itself creates a barrier between the paint and the substrate or the paper. Substrate is just a fancy word for the thing that you're painting on. So whether it be a wood panel or paper or whatnot. So I'm not really sure that it was successful. It did work, like I made it work, but I'm not sure that the gouache was happy about it, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure if I'll try it again or if maybe I'll try to go a different route or figure something else out. I'm not sure, but I am really happy with how it looks, so that's really positive, I suppose. I'm gonna pause here because the next clip is me painting something completely different. Here we are. So in these clips, very quickly, I'm painting some mini originals for a market that I had coming up. I often get asked at markets for originals, but I find that if I bring my sort of normal sized originals that are, let's say, 10 by 10 or 8 by 10 or larger, then folks kind of steer away from them. It's just kind of a large amount of money to pay for something at a market. But I find that if I bring mini originals like this, then they do better. And these two ended up selling at the market, which was pretty cool. So, well, now we've moved on to chicken cuddles. It's a very important part of my studio practice, is to take breaks and hold chicken. Plus, he really honestly needs it. It's important for him. So, all right. I'll talk to you later. No? No. Not even interested, huh? Not even interested. Will you dance with me? Hi. So in this clip, I'm taking down a piece that I made back in college. And it felt like a really big deal to me when I was taking this down because it felt like I was taking down like such a big part of me. I've had this piece either displayed in my house somewhere or my studio since college. I don't think I've ever not had it displayed unless I'm like in the process of moving. So it felt like a pretty big deal to take it down. But there was also a huge piece of me that was like, okay, I am ready to not look at this thing anymore. I'm ready to have that section of my studio be more functional for my business and where my work is going. I felt like looking at it was kind of holding me back in a way because it's so different from what I'm currently doing. I felt like just having it in the studio, being that it's such a large piece, seeing it was sort of influencing me or maybe keeping me from moving forward, if that makes sense, with my work visually. So it also felt good to roll this piece up and put it away. It's in safekeeping. It'll be fine, but now I can use that space for something more functional, which is what we're doing in these next clips. Hi. So I just put these shelves up behind me and which way am I going? Everything's backwards. Okay. So I just put these shelves up behind me and is this interesting? I don't know. Let's chat about it. So I put them up and I'm really happy with them. The only thing that I'm not so happy about is that the bracket comes out just a little bit past the shelf. They should like butt up just to it. These shelves, the pieces of wood are 12 inches, which in lumber terms, like in actuality, they're actually 11 3/4. Lumber people do that to account for things like drywall and stuff like that. So like if you get a 2x4, it's not actually a 2x4, it's a 1 3/4 by 3 3/4 or something like that. So I knew that like these shelves, the wood is going to be a little bit short, but the brackets were listed at 11.75, so 11 3/4. So they should be flush, but they're not. Is this a huge deal? Absolutely not. It is completely superfluous. It does not diminish the ability for these shelves to work. Is it going to get on my nerves? Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I'm overreacting. I don't know. So I'm still kind of working on it. I was really hoping that today would be it. I could set them up and I could start putting stuff on them. That's a lot of weight. Chicken says hi. I'm a little bit nervous about that though. We're definitely going to be, some cats are going to try these out, I'm sure. If he doesn't try them out right now, who knows? So anyways, that's where I'm at with these. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. There's a very good chance that I'm just gonna be lazy about it and just put the mounting hardware in there as best I can, you know, to screw them into the shelf itself. And there's a good chance that I'm just gonna leave these as they are and start using them because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait. I don't know. Why am I even talking about this? Next up, below me, I've got my big printer and I'm gonna build a printer stand. I'm not gonna do that today because that's gonna be a really big job that's gonna require some finesse and a lot of measuring and kind of figuring out how I want to do things as I go. I've got some ideas in my head of how I want it to work, but is it actually going to play out like that? I'm not sure. Once I actually get to building it, I don't have like a set solid plan like I did with my table, with my work table. With this, it's like I've got an idea in my head, but the idea might not work. I might need to adjust and the measurements aren't exact because I have to account for the space underneath the table to be able to pull it out, and I have to account for all of like the little itty bitty measurements that go into a build, plus the casters, plus hopefully making enough room underneath it for storage. So we've got some work to do on that one. It'll be fine. And there's a lot of other things that I need to do today. I don't have much time before the end of the day, so I need to work on other things. I can't get started on this project, but it's here and I was thinking about it, so that's why I'm telling you. But I really like these shells. These are really nice. They're going to be a total game changer for workflow, especially with printing and packaging. I'm gonna try to make this corner, here we go, say hi to chicken. I'm gonna try to make this whole corner a print, cut, package, shipping station. I'll probably put up some back stock or maybe some stock that's ready to go. Yeah, so that's kind of what I have planned for this space. I'm working on making my studio more, a little bit more, I guess, user-friendly. I don't know what the term is, more efficient. There you go. You move everything and whatnot. So I'm trying to figure out more of a flow for this area. I'm not sure if I'll leave my poor guy. Chicken, are you okay? I think Chicken's fine. He's acting totally normal. He didn't know that he was on the edge there. Okay, wow, that was exciting. What was I saying? And I think that's it. I couldn't see myself at all because the little screen was on the other side. So I had no idea. I have no idea what that shot looked like. Hopefully you could even see me at all. All right, wow, I've been talking for 10 minutes now. Okay, bye. Hi, so I thought I would chat with y'all about my thought process right now at this stage with the Carolina Wren painting, because it's kind of at a crucial point and things can change at this point. So yeah, and some folks have said that they like the thought process behind what I'm doing. So it's, maybe I should do a different view. So at this point in the painting, I've done all of the actual painting with watercolor and a paintbrush that I'm going to do at this stage. It looks really unfinished and rough at this point, and it's still kind of hard to see what everything is going to look like, and that's why this stage I feel is so crucial. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to line it all with black. And I usually use this type of pen. It's just a Winsor & Newton pen. And it comes in various tips. Okay, you get the idea. So I'll just use a pen like this for lining it. And I'll do all of the outlines, and then I'll add little accent lines in here. These pens come in a gray as well. I don't know that I have one out right now, but it also comes in a gray, and so I'll use the gray liner as well. And once I've got that done, once all of this has black lines around it, that's going to help me see where I need to add more shadows. If I need to add more shadows in the bird, or if I need to add more shadows in any of the plants. It's gonna show where there's like holes in my painting, like if I missed any little itty bitty spots, it's gonna show me that. It's gonna be super helpful. And right now everything looks kind of splotchy and weird and unfinished, and it looks light. Like it looks too, like not contrasty enough, not punchy enough. And that's because I don't have the black lines around everything. Once I have that down, it's really gonna bring this to life. So I just wanted to share that, because I always get to this point in a painting and I'm like, oh God, I've just done all of this work and it's ruined, it's horrible. But I've learned over the years that that's actually not true. I just need to keep going. Chicken is yelling at me. I'm not sure why, because I just fed him. He should be perfectly happy with his dinner. But anyways, so that's where I'm at. I'm pretty stoked. I finished this bird as well, and everything is done except for the black line. And then once I've got that down, I can see if I need to add anything extra, like finishing details and that sort of thing. But otherwise, it's almost there. I am staring the finish line, or staring at the finish line. Whatever you say, I don't know. So yep, thought you guys might be interested. Okay, see you next time.